Hey viewers, welcome back to the e-learning platform of the GS College of Commerce, Wardha. So today we are going to deal with the monetary economics. Under the monetary economics, we had started our commercial banks chapter, and today we are going to deal here the credit creation. So when we are going to talk about the credit creation, what is basically credit? Credit is actually, this word has come from the Latin word credo, which means I believe. So if we are talking about the credit creation, or if we are dealing with the banking transactions, this is all the matter of trust. Since an individual has the trust on an institution, that's why he deposits the money in that institution. So banking business is actually the business of trust. Bank basically performs the fundamental task of accepting the deposits from the public, and the public has and the people has the confidence or the trust on the bank. That's why they deposit the money with the bank. So money is deposited by the individuals, and these money which is deposited by the individuals are actually utilized by the banks for giving the loans. These things we have seen in the functions of the commercial bank. So one of the important function of the commercial bank, apart from the primary, secondary and agency functions and general utility function, one of the important function is the credit creation. This credit creation function actually makes the bank the factories of credit. Factories of credit means what? The credit is actually generated by the bank. How the credit is generated? See, when we are dealing with the concept of the credit creation is actually the multiplication of the deposits. So here the bank actually multiply the deposits. For the credit creation, it is very necessary that in the country there should be a strong banking network or a strong banking system. Just because of the strong banking system, the credit creation function can be performed smoothly. And when we are talking about the credit creation, because of the credit creation, there is more liquidity in the economy. The money is actually with the people. Let's see what is the definition of the credit creation. Credit creation refers to the process or to the power of commercial banks to expand secondary deposits, either through the process of making loans or through the investment in securities. Okay, so basically this is actually the power which is with the commercial bank, and with that power the commercial bank is actually expanding the credit, and this expansion of the credit is done because of the deposits. And which type of the deposits? The derivative deposit, okay, or the secondary deposits. Another definition is there. What the another definition says, the creation of the derivative deposit is identical with what is commonly called the creation of credit. Okay, so creation of the derivative deposits. So creation of the derivative deposit is, again we can say, the process of the credit creation. So this is the definition. What the definitions say, these definitions say, this definition says that the credit creation is actually one of the power of the commercial bank to expand the credit in the economy. And see, this credit creation is not done by a single bank. This is done by the multiple banks or through the strong banking network. As I said earlier, for effective credit creation, there is a requirement of the strong banking system in the country. So multiplication of deposit is taking place, but this multiplication of deposit requires the banking system and a strong banking system. Now let's see what is the process. We will going to deal with this process in detail, but before that, what are the fundamental requirements? What are the basic concepts of this credit creation? The first one over there is bank as a business institution. So what is the bank? Bank is actually the institution which deals in the money, accepting the money and giving the loans to the society or to the masses who are in need of the fund. The deposits are of two types. Bank deposits. These deposits are of two types. One is the primary deposit and the other one is the secondary or derivative deposit. What is basically the primary deposit? Being an individual, suppose I am depositing the 1,000 rupees to the bank. So that 1,000 rupees is actually what? This is the primary deposit. Take the example here, Mr. A has deposited 1,000 rupees to the bank. It is its initial primary deposit. This initial primary deposit is with the bank. Now the bank is utilizing this initial primary deposit for giving the loan to the people. After having the certain reserves from this deposit, the bank is, whatever the stuff is left, that is actually the derivative deposit which the bank is utilizing for giving the loan. Okay, so there are the two types of the deposit. One is the primary deposit and the other one is the secondary deposits or derivative deposits. Primary deposit, when Mr. A is depositing the money, that is 1,000 rupees, so its deposit, so his deposit is basically the primary deposit. But when out of this money, the bank is keeping the certain reserve, and then whatever the stuff is left, which the bank is utilizing for giving the loan, that is actually the derivative deposit of credit creation. Okay. Now the CRR, cash reserve ratio. See, the bank has to keep the certain reserve. This reserve is called the CRR or cash reserve ratio. Okay, cash reserve ratio. See, the bank works on the assumption that whatever the money is deposited by the individual, that individual is not going to approach day after tomorrow or day after tomorrow for withdrawing the money. So the bank has the money which the bank can utilize it for giving the loans. But again it is necessary that there should be the certain cushions. If entire money will be given as a loan, and if in certain conditions the bank becomes bankrupt and bank is in bad days, then what will happen? The people will approach the bank for withdrawing the fund. But from where this fund will be returned if all the amount is given as a loan? So it's made mandatory on the part of the Reserve Bank or the central bank of the country that the bank has to keep the certain CRR. So CRR works as a cushion for this purpose. So the CRR is there. Higher the CRR, lesser will be the credit creation. Then the excess reserve. What is excess reserve? These derivative deposit in our example is actually the excess reserve. So 800 rupees is actually the excess reserve after deducting the CRR from the initial primary deposit. When we are deducting CRR from the initial primary deposit, whatever the leftover amount is called what? It is called the excess reserve. Now the next aspect is the credit multiplier. This credit multiplier is actually, we can say, it causes the credit creation also. Okay, this credit multiplier is actually the reciprocal of the CRR. If we are saying that there is 20% CRR, then what will be the credit multiplier? The credit multiplier will be the 5 times. If we are saying that there is 10% CRR, so credit multiplier will be 10. And if we are assuming that the CRR is 5%, then the credit multiplier will be 20. Okay, so because of this credit multiplier, we can also count what? The amount of the credit creation. How much credit can be generated? Because of these credit multiplier, we can multiply the credit multiplier with this excess reserve, initial excess reserve. So we can expect whatever amount as a credit, as a total amount of the credit creation. Okay, so in our example, we are here assuming that the 20% is the CRR. So our credit multiplier is what? 5. Okay, our credit multiplier is 5. So if we will multiply with these excess reserve 800 with the 5, what we will get? That is 4,000 rupees. So these will be the actual amount of the credit creation. Okay, and there will be the cash reserve ratio also. With these total, we can estimate this also. Okay, so because of the credit multiplier, we can actually expect or estimate the total amount of the credit creation. Okay, now see, this credit can be generated via 2 ways. One is by the single bank or by the multiple banks. Okay, so here we are taking these from the 2 point of view. What is one? That is the credit creation by a single bank and the entire banking system. Let's see the first example. So in our case, we are assuming that Mr. A has deposited how much amount? 1,000 rupees, which is what? Initial primary deposit with the bank. And since there is 20% is the CRR, so the bank is keeping that amount. CRR is of 20%, that is 200 rupees. And the excess reserve with the bank is 800, which the bank can utilize for giving the loans. Okay, so 800 is given. This 800 is given to Mr. B, and Mr. B is again actually depositing the same amount in that bank only, the loan amount. That is what? 800. So from there we are actually deducting what? 20% CRR, that is 160, and the rest, the amount which is left is what? 640. Now see, the bank is giving these 640 to Mr. C, and Mr. C is again keeping it with that bank only, that is 640, and the bank is actually deducting from this 640 rupees, that is 20% CRR, 128, and then the 512 rupees is left with the bank, which the bank can again utilize it for giving the loan to the Mr. D. This D is also keeping it with that bank only, and the CRR is 102, and after that the leftover amount is 410. Now this 410 will be given by the bank to Mr. E. This process will continue till what? This amount will become the 4,000, because in our example we had assumed that 20% is the CRR. So our credit multiplier is 5, and this credit multiplier actually ensures what will be the exit amount of the credit creation. Okay, so it will be multiplied with the excess reserve, and whatever the amount is there, that is 4,000. So this process will take place up to the 4,000 rupees. So this is the case with the single bank. This system can also be taken place with the multiple banks, because it's not necessary that when the A has taken the loan, he will going to keep it with that bank only. He may deposit it some other bank. Okay, that money is utilized by the bank to give a loan to someone else. So in this process of the credit creation, the entire banking network is involved. And as I said earlier, that for the credit creation process to be taken place successfully, it is very necessary that there should be the strong banking system. Okay, so in the next video we are going to deal with the credit creation by the multiple banking system. Thank you.